A monster was devouring humans. Two people saw this and quickly lay down, then carefully closed the steel door but were still detected. Before long, the monster came to their small vehicle, frightening them so much they didn't dare breathe. Fortunately, the monster didn't see them. While it was engrossed in eating, the man decisively started the engine and quickly began reversing. As the vehicle moved slowly, they soon reached a broken-down car and signaled for a family to get in quickly. However, just as they opened the car door, they alerted the monster, frightening them into immobility. At this critical moment, an old man stepped forward to buy them time to escape. Unfortunately, it had no effect. The monster pounced, and the old man lost his life instantly. Though grief-stricken, the family had no choice but to leave. Upon returning to the base, no amount of banging on the steel door brought any response. This was because their companions inside had already been controlled. Just as they were at a loss, greater danger approached. The boy looked up to see tens of thousands of monsters rapidly closing in. Seeing they were about to become dinner, everyone panicked, but those inside continued to play deaf. The woman found a crowbar beside the car and handed it over. She desperately smashed at the steel door and tried to pry it open through the gap, but to no avail. At this critical juncture, the man grabbed an iron rod, preparing for a head-on fight. Unexpectedly, the base's steel door suddenly opened. Everyone quickly ran inside, narrowly escaping the crisis. But just as they caught their breath, the man noticed there was an extra person in the base. Uncle hurriedly introduced the soldier as another refugee. While everyone was enjoying dinner, the soldier claimed the monsters were God's messengers, sent to Earth to purify human souls. Mother thought he was religious, but the man didn't confirm this. As he was describing his terrible experiences, Uncle pointed at the knife on the dining plate. The man immediately understood and discreetly hid the small knife from the table. Unexpectedly, the soldier suddenly drew his gun and demanded he hand over the knife. The man had no choice but to comply. At this moment, the girl noticed it had become very quiet outside, as if all the monsters had left. Just as they let their guard down, a monster attacked Auntie. Uncle used all his strength to tear it off and throw it on the table. The man seized this opportunity to knock down the soldier, grab the gun, and shoot wildly at the monster. But the monster was extremely agile and impossible to hit. At the critical moment, the girl cut it in two with one slash, finally resolving the crisis. Auntie's wound was bleeding profusely. Without immediate treatment, her life would be in danger. But through the monitor, the man discovered countless monsters had surrounded the place again and were frantically ramming the door. The soldier said there was a vehicle hidden at the foot of a mountain 2 miles away. They could drive to the nearest military base for supplies and medicine. With no better options at hand, they decisively grabbed weapons and prepared to break through. They escaped through a secret passage behind the back door, fortunately not encountering any monsters. By daybreak the next day, the entire city had been occupied by monsters. The environment humans depended on for survival was in grave danger. Soon they found the vehicle at the foot of the mountain. Just as everyone was preparing to leave by car, large numbers of monsters arrived, drawn by the sound. Auntie, knowing her time was short, decisively got out of the car to buy everyone a chance to escape.